What's up guys, GP Hustler here, and this is my top 10 list of my all-time favorite console video games. Please keep in mind that this is only my list of my favorite games, in my opinion alone. I don't represent anyone but myself, so without further ado, let's get started. Number 10 on my list is Mass Effect 2. This game had so much of everything. Great graphics, great cutscenes, great characters. The list just goes on and on about how fun this game was to play and how memorable it was for me. Great characters and a great storyline is the main basis for a good game, and when you add in the freedom of going where you want to and being able to have conversations when and where you want to, and all the choices you truly get to make and make the game your own experience, it really sets this game apart from other games like it. And I had a lot of fun. If you haven't checked this game out, you should believe the hype. You should check it out. Check out the whole series, but definitely Mass Effect 2 was definitely an amazing game, and I really enjoyed it. All right, number 9 on my list, Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic. I remember this game being a huge part of a summer of my life. Me, my brother, and my best friend, we literally set up a gaming center in a shed behind our house, and we just stayed in there for days at a time just playing this game. We each had our own TV, our own console, we had chairs and couches, and just played and played and played this game. Definitely a more memorable time in my life. We would each go to like different planets and tell each other what we were doing, and then we would just go do the same thing that the other person had just told us they did, but it was still fun to us. Even though we knew what to expect, it was still fun to experience it. We're much older now, but we still look back and reminisce on those days, and we just laugh about being in the shed and stuff. And the game had solid graphics. Star Wars universe is amazing. The fights and battles were great, and definitely one of my favorite gaming memories. All right, next, number 8, Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time. This game really had me putting a lot of hours into it. I had always remembered playing other Zelda games and loving them when I was a kid, but this game had so much more to offer. The 3D world was amazing. Completing the puzzles and figuring things out was hard but fun. The songs you could play on the Ocarina really were like trancey, and I just remember the melodies, like to this day I can hear them. The boss fights were always tough, but not too tough to where like it wasn't fun to play, it wasn't enjoyable. I loved riding the horse on the track, trying to set a best time. I think, if I remember correctly, that's what you did. All the gear you could unlock was really cool. I remember the heavy boots that would help you walk under the water and stuff. The fishing was fun. Just an amazing game, and it was a lot of fun. Number 7 on the list, Goldeneye 007. This has got to be on everybody's list. The game doesn't even need any explanation of why it's on someone's top 10 list. I just remember, for me, excuse me, I remember a cousin of mine getting this for the Nintendo 64 and showing it to me for the first time, and I was just like, wow, this game looks amazing. It's so fun to play, and that was just like the campaign. Like, it looked great, it was fun to play, and once I started playing multiplayer, I was hooked. I immediately had to go get my own copy, invite all my friends over, had them bring their controllers, and we would just play for hours on 4-player split screen. Definitely a good time in my life. Golden gun battles, unlocking paintball mode was fun. I never got a chance to play the re-release on the newer consoles, but I'm sure it was just as fun as the original. In a way, I'm glad I didn't play it because I really cherish the memories I had when I was playing it as a kid. Number 6, don't hate me, but it's a tie. It's 6A is Skyrim. This one, I can't decide which one I like better, so this is how it is. I loved Oblivion, and when I saw the previews for Skyrim, I immediately went to GameStop and I pre-ordered this game. Then when it finally came out and I played it, it had me sucked right in. I put over 200 hours into my first character and still wanted more. And I get hooked onto these kind of games, being able to have that kind of freedom and choice of what I want to do, go where I want to go, do what I want to do when I want to. It doesn't throw the main quests in your face and make you do them like all in a sequence, like right away. And I really like that. I love fighting the dragons. Exploring like the huge land was just crazy. All the dungeons. It was just an amazing game. And 6B is Fallout 3. I love the whole post-apocalyptic setting, and it really feels like a wasteland, and it really feels like you're one of the only survivors around, and I really like that. I enjoy that feeling of being on my own and getting to go wherever I want, whenever I want. I know I've said that before, but that's what I like in a game. The VAT system was really fun to use. I always went for the headshots, just for some reason, unless you had to slow something down, shoot it in the legs. I remember the vault missions to be fun, and it really prepared you for the game ahead. And then I thought, finding Megaton was like this awesome little town until I ventured out into the whole world, and it was so vast and extensive that I couldn't believe how much detail went into this game. And just like Skyrim, hundreds of hours put into my character, and I would definitely play it again if it were to be re-released, with bumped up graphics and stuff on the next gen consoles. I definitely can't wait for Fallout 4. I really hope they're making it, and I'm really excited for that. All right, number 5, Call of Duty Modern Warfare, Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare. I'll probably get a lot of hate for this, but I don't care. This is my list. Call of Duty was very fun for me. I remember seeing the first images of this game in a Game Informer magazine and showing all my friends, and I was like, oh my god, check out these graphics. And they all said how they were touched up and photoshopped and couldn't possibly be gameplay graphics, and I was like, well, we'll just wait and see, but that's what I think. And then the game came out, and the graphics were, in fact, that good. And I didn't even have time to say, I told you so, because we were all immediately sucked into the game and killing things like crazy. The campaign was insanely good, and the multiplayer was the first multiplayer since, like, Halo 2 that had me hooked. The kill streaks were amazing, the new features and twists to the gameplay. The weapons were fun to use and customize. The story was emotional and had me invested in it, and I didn't want it to end. The new Call of Duties are still good, because the series will always have a place in my heart. But I do think that, the way people play online, it's tainted the game a little bit, but I just still remember Call of Duty 4 being just an awesome game. Number 4, Grand Theft Auto 3. Let's face it, the entire Grand Theft Auto series is awesome. And yes, I do think the new GTA games are incredible, like GTA 4, GTA 5. Beautiful games, realistic. The gameplay has improved. The worlds just get bigger and bigger. The stories get better. But this game was the first one that brought me to the series. I played the top-down versions in the past, and this was just way more fun. I remember hearing all the controversy surrounding the game, and they were pulling it off the shelves, but I decided to give it a shot. I fell in love with the freedom of the game and couldn't stop playing. Like, how many other games can you straight up just aimlessly play without completing any missions, without saving anything, and still have a blast? GTA is definitely a game like that. The missions are unlike any other for a game like this. The characters are cool, and the different vehicles and weapons and being chased by the cops, and I don't know, it was an awesome game. Number 3 is Halo 2. What a game this was. I love everything that is Halo. I remember my best friend getting an Xbox and Halo 1 on the day it came out, and we decided, we'd give it a shot and try the campaign on co-op, and needless to say, we spent the next 8 to 12 hours, something like that, playing through the entire game and still wanted more. So the next day, we started bumping up the difficulty, beating the game over and over until we finally beat it on Legendary. Then Halo 2 came into our lives, and I just remember LAN party after LAN party of massive group of people just murdering each other. We had 4 TVs hooked up, 4 consoles LAN together, and 4 players on each console. It was just 16-player mayhem in one house. And we were nerds, but it was, I don't know, we were having a lot of fun. Rocket launcher matches, snipers only. I remember the maps being wicked cool on multiplayer, and it was just amazing. Master Chief is definitely a big part of my life. Number 2, Bioshock. This game rocked. I remember having a standard definition TV in my apartment and first getting this game, and I put the TV in the settings on max, and the TV was on 480p, and I thought this would be the height of gaming graphics. Obviously not true, but at the time I was in game heaven. The atmosphere of the game actually creeped me out at some points, and I felt like I was in my own little horror movie. You would go in a corner to grab an item and turn around, and there'd be someone just standing behind you staring at you, and it was just creepy. And I don't get creeped out easily. The story was fantastic. The graphics were insane at the time. The feeling was just there. I loved everything about the big daddies, the little sisters, the characters, the splicers, all the enemies, Andrew Ryan, everything. Picking up the recorders, finding little hidden objects. I remember searching every box and thing, and it was an amazing game. And number 1 on my list is Final Fantasy VII. My favorite game of all time. Final Fantasy VII changed me forever. This was the first game that I binge played. When I was younger, I got sucked into the story so fast and got invested in it emotionally, in the characters, the story. I think I actually cried when Aerith died, and when Sephiroth, sorry, I'm probably pronouncing both of those names wrong, but that's how I pronounced them when I was a kid. But anyway, Sephiroth was the first villain I actually hated in a game. And the whole cast of characters was phenomenal. The story was deep. I remember feeling like accomplished each time I made it to the end of a disc, and I got to continue playing, putting in the new disc. The materia system really had me intrigued, and still to this day, I wish it was a system that was copied more. The weapons were awesome, especially the swords. The swords were great. The limit breaks were fun. I just felt like a badass when I would use them, and it was just, I loved the summons like Bahamut and stuff, and it was an amazing game. So anyways, that was my list. I love playing all those games. If your favorite game didn't make the list, don't be mad or anything, feel like I dropped the ball. Remember, this is just my list, my opinions, my decisions. It's not a list of the world's top 10, just mine. So if you guys like the list, you want me to do more like this, other top 10s, just more videos, please like, share, and subscribe. I really appreciate it.